What's good, y'all? It says we are live. We back. What's up, man? It's your boy. Got me a little, what is this, some water in my little cup, my little football cup. We back to talk some sports. We're going to talk about my boy, Devin The Dream Haney. And why so many people are upset with this man. Yeah, this is a good topic because I feel like I've kind of watched Devin Haney's career from, the amateurs, YouTube days to, coming up and to, being basically the face of boxing. And of course, with the tutelage of his father, Mr. Trill Bill Haney, he was able to become the undisputed champion, the youngest undisputed champion in the modern belt era. Okay, we're talking about greatness. His legacy is solidified in history and will never be repeated. But for whatever reason, there's just so much hate that comes towards his way because of maybe it's his boxing style, or maybe it's the way that he goes about how he does his business. Maybe they don't like Bill because Bill is the one who's talking for him and putting him out there in the mainstream media, which I think is his job, because people forget he is the CEO of Haney Promotions. And I think Devin Haney trusts his father to guide and promote him as such, and he has promoted him to become one of the best boxers in all of the game, especially at this age, where it's a lot of social media and people who are trying to act like they got it all figured out, but in reality we understand that in boxing anything can happen. So Devin Haney being the catalyst for all this, I think a lot of people had, their own reservations and what they wanted to say about him. So I kind of wanted to go through his box rec, look at his career and just kind of, go down memory lane just about this great brother who is, making history every day in the sport of boxing, unlike a lot of people, who I think could be making history, right? So we start off, 1-0. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Where he was fighting in Mexico at this time, because we all know that Devin initially won the amateur route. What happened was he kind of got a little stuck on going to the Olympics, but that just didn't happen that way. So he had to go the Mexico route, and as he did that, he got, pretty much some fights over there in Mexico where he was able to kind of take over that and make it happen however he felt fit, and so I think at that point, when you're looking at it from that perspective, you're trying to see, like, I guess what could be, what could happen. But now looking back, I think it was the perfect route to go. Like, if you're thinking about in basketball, like, instead of him going straight to the league, he went to the Euro leagues and got his weight up, got some fights underneath his belt, and really made his way through the Mexican ranks. So as you see here, starting off, his first couple of fights, all those were in Tijuana. First 1, 2, 3, 4 fights were all in Tijuana, and he won by unanimous decision. The first 2 by TKO, right? So then we move on up, right? First fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. This one was in 2016. He fought Rafael Vasquez, right? At this point, Rafael was about 2-4. So, coming up as an amateur, I think at this point, that's about the level that you would want to fight, right? Especially if you're just coming up in the game, amateur level to pro level. He's just getting started, and he was fighting at 137.5. So making his way up to that 135 limit. He moves up and he fights the next guy who's a 4-0 fighter by the name of Jaro Vargas, right? Which is a pretty solid fight. This was in Las Vegas. He gets a TKO, right? Moves up. It's another guy who's 4-1 guy named Clay Burns. Wins by unanimous decision, right? Then he moves up. He's got another couple of fights. Boom, boom, boom. And now we're starting to see he's starting to fight a little bit more of those veterans. He goes back to Mexico for a little bit. And then he makes his way all the way up to about 2018. And I feel like this is around the time we really start to see Devin start taking over boxing. We start seeing a lot of people talking about Devin. He's making his ways, and he's making a lot of waves, right? 135 division, he's moving on up, right? So he takes on Mason Menard, then Juan Carlos Burgos, right? All by unanimous decision. Goes up, and then he takes on Antonio Moran, right? This is a 24-3 fighter at the time. This is a legitimate threat, right? And this is in 2019, okay? So this is literally May 25th, 2019. So exactly a couple years ago today. He takes on a legitimate veteran and opponent. And he goes ahead and takes him out via KO, all right? This is a guy who they say does not have power, who they say is a pillow fist, right? He's just moving his way through the ranks, right? So then he takes on 11-0 Zaire Abulayev, right? And this one was a great fight, very, very easy win, right? For Dev, right? He moves up, and then he takes on my man, Yuriokis Gamboa, right? He was a former champion. Everyone knows Gamboa's history. At this point, he's a real, true veteran. This is right during the pandemic, 2020. They're getting it in, right? Boom, takes him out, unanimous decision, game over, right? Next fight is Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares, former lightweight champion. And this was for the WBC World Lightweight Champion. At this time, this fight was one of the biggest fights in Devin's career. I think at this point, everyone was really excited to see what he was going to do against Linares, because Linares is a legitimate world champion with legitimate knockout power. He dropped Lomachenko. We all know this guy, right? So boom, they're in there. Dev's beating him up, keeping a stick on him. Boom, 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 boom. Making sure that he's keeping him at bay, right? Keeping him nice and bay. He's moving, he's flowing. Boom, 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 boom. Setting that jab, right? He gets a little comfortable, right? He's mixing it up a little bit. At the end of the round, as he's trying to slip, he gets caught. Boom, stiff, right? Stiff right hand to the face. Eats it, okay? Eats that shit. Stands up, all right, cool. Little shaking his step. Round's over, right? Everyone's like, oh, Dev, you got caught. Everyone's going crazy, because at this point, no one has ever seen Dev ever get caught clean in his entire, boxing career. But I think at that point, he was trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to make sure that he lets people know that he can mix it up if he needs to. He gets caught, boom. Everyone now thinks that Dev doesn't have a chin. Oh, Devin, he can't take a punch. Jorge Linares, this, that, and the third. And so that's when that narrative starts to kind of get pushed that Dev doesn't have a chin. Right, and that Dev needs to work on not getting hit so much, and whatever the case may be, right? So we're like, all right, cool. So it moves on to the next fight, which is Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz, you already know him from the Olympics, a silver medalist, decorated amateur career, and everyone thought that Joey Diaz was going to give Devin problems, because Joey Diaz does possess power, and he had really, really good boxing ability. But Joey Diaz got wiped. Joey Diaz got wiped. He got punched on. Devin moved on, styled on him. Unanimous decision. Let's go. All right. So now Dev has the opportunity to face George Kambosos for the undisputed lightweight championship. All the belts are on the line. And this is also predating the fact that Kambosos tried to duck Devin. All right, he tried to duck. He got scared. He didn't want to fight him because he knew that if Dev was gonna come for them belts, he was gonna take them shits. Give me them belts, motherfucker. And so he didn't like that shit. So he said, nah, we're gonna try to negotiate and do some backdoor negotiations. Because at this time, George Kambosos had beat Teofimo Lopez for those 4 belts that he had already. Beats Teofimo up, boom, boom, boom. And then now he feels like, since he beat up Teo, that he deserves the negotiations power going into the next undisputed matchup, which is Devin The Dream Haney. Right? So Dev's like, all right, dude, let's go. Like, I'm ready to get them belts. Let's do this. He says, nah, I got other options. He's playing games. He's, trying to make it hard on Dev. And Dev's like, nah, let's go. I want them belts. So Dev goes to Australia against all odds, beats George Kambosos in Australia, unanimous decision, styles on him, boop, 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 cuts him up, all that, okay? Becomes an undisputed champion, all right? No one ever seen it coming. Nobody saw this. Dev The Dream Haney becoming the undisputed champion of the world, bro. The youngest to ever do it, against all odds, against all the haters, right? Against what everybody else had to say against this man. Boom. Undisputed, my boy. Undisputed. Give me them belts. Look right behind him. His father, Bill Haney. Trill Bill Haney in the back, supporting his son all day. You see the pictures, all right? Undisputed champion, youngest to ever do it in the history of boxing. Black father, black son. All right? So let's continue, right? Yeah, if he gets those belts, he says, give me them belts. And then what else he do? He say, next, I want Lomachenko. All right? After beating George Kambosos twice in Australia, bro. He said, nah, I want Lomachenko next. I want Lomachenko. I want the Matrix. Give me the Matrix. All right, cool. Let's go. He takes him, beats him up, takes that belt. All right? Regardless of what everybody else is saying, went in there, beat him up. They had Lomachenko. They tried to give him some rounds, knowing dang well he don't deserve no rounds. He goes in there, beats up Lomachenko, take the belts off of Loma. Right? Takes them belts off Loma. He says, cool. I did what I had to do at 135. This is great. I'm beating the guys that I'm supposed to beat. I'm getting paid. I'm not underneath no contract from no janky promoters because my father, Bill Haney, runs our promotional company. So it's all money in. At this point, he's getting paid more than every boxer that you know. Tank, all the rest of them, they're not making more than Devin. All right? Regardless of what you guys have to say, Devin is the one making the best. He's making the most money. He's the one that has his own promotional company to get the job done. All right? So all of you other dudes who talking about Dev and whatever the hell you trying to do, like, cool. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, Devin Haney, number one. Number one. Ain't nobody beating Devin Haney, man. And that's just a fact. Like, we already know, like, that there's a big component where you have to be kind of locked in on these things, right? And if you're not locked in, you're gonna miss the goal. And Dev was locked in. He said, I'm going for the goal, bro. I want everybody I can get. I'm up. I'm undisputed. So let's go to 140, right? So he says, let's go to 140. And the next person he takes on, the next guy he goes and sees is Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis, former 140-pound champion, right? A guy who's been knocking fools out, right? Doing what he had to do. He moves up. He says, I want Regis Prograis. And we're going to do it in the Bay. All right? We're going to do it in the Bay Area. We're going to bring it up top to the Bay Area. Let's fight in the Bay. I'm doing it. I'm the first one to do it in the Bay. Me and Trill Bill. We already know Bill. Very well connected in them Bay Area streets. Very well connected. Sell it out. All right? Sold out stadium. Dev goes in there, drops, bah. You know what I'm saying? Drops, bah, bah, bah. You know what I mean? He's dropping them, hurting them, giving that guy that work. Okay? So boom, gets Regis out the way, right? Gets Regis out the way. He moves on. Now we're talking big money, right? Now we're talking the big money fight that we've been waiting. Right, because Tank ducking, Shakur talking, but he ducking. He don't want no smoke. Shakur don't want no smoke. So we say, let's go with Ryan Garcia. Right? We say, Ryan, we want you to take the drug test. We want you to come in on weight. 140-pound title on the line. Let's go. What does Ryan do? Ryan has an emotional breakdown. Starts losing his mind, talking about the Illuminati, Bohemian Grove, Epstein list, and all types of weird, very out of this world things. He's on steroids. All right, he's on steroids. He's taking steroids. He's smoking weed. He's doing cocaine on camera. All right. He's saying derogatory things about black people. This is Ryan Garcia, man, we talking about. We ain't talking about nobody else. We talking about Ryan Garcia. This is all before the fight, fam. Even before this happens, it's like, Ryan Garcia, what are you doing, bro? You're fucking up the bag, right? Nah, he doesn't care. Okay. So he gets in there with Ryan. Ryan comes in 3 pounds heavy. Dev says, all right, I'll fight you, but I need 500,000, bro. And I need that, you know, in damages. I need all that. Please give me everything that I can get because you're cheating. Right? He goes in there with him. Boom. What happens? What happens? He cheats. Ryan Garcia has a test, right? The test comes back positive. Comes back positive, fam. Right? Comes back positive. Ryan says, okay, well, I'll go ahead and take this L. You go off to the commission. The commission says this. You're suspended for a year. They sit him down. Devin Haney is the one attacked. Devin Haney is the one they're talking about. Devin Haney, they're the ones making memes, laughing at him. Oh, steroids don't matter, bro. You gotta get out of the way of that left hook, dog. Steroids don't matter. All right. So guess what? Devin Haney sues him, as he should, because he cheated. And he needed that bread. I need my money. The money that you were supposed to pay me when you got overweight, I need that plus the damages, homie. I need my money, bro. Everyone talk crazy. Oh, Devin's soft. He cheating. He suing Ryan. Nobody got time to hear about Ryan, bro. Ryan cheated, man. Took steroids, was on drugs, talking crazy about black people. Come on, man. Y'all want to talk about that, though. Y'all want to talk about your boy Ryan. Talking crazy about black people, man. I got time for that, bro. So a year goes by, what Ryan doing? Still talking crazy. Everybody's still talking crazy about Devin. Everybody talking crazy, bro. About this young man who ain't did nothing to nobody. Stay out of trouble, do what he gotta do, provide for his family. Him and his dad trying to make a way. You feel me? So look, year goes by, he fights Jose Carlos Ramirez, right? Jose Ramirez, former 140-pound champion. Everybody says this guy is this or that. He's a good fighter. Sure. Devin goes in there and beats him 12-0. Not a single significant punch is landed by this guy. And everybody's talking about, oh, Devin's boring. Devin's boring. He was just running. He's a runner. Do y'all like boxing? Are y'all real boxing fans? Because I'm a real boxing fan. And real boxing fans enjoy the sweet science. Okay? Hit and don't get hit, my boy. That's the name of the game in this shit. Is hit and don't get hit. And y'all think that we care if the homie can't get hit, bro? We want to see that. I want to see him not get hit, bro. I want to see him jab somebody. Bop, bop. You know what I mean? Get out the way. You feel me? I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see high level boxing. I want to see if the dude wants to attack Devin, cut the ring off and get to him then. If you think he running, all right, cut the ring off then, bro. Use lateral movement. Use your footwork to cut him off. Nah, I don't want to see dudes just sitting around here, rock'em sock'em robots just punching each other in the face. Stand still, bro, so I can punch you. And then you punch me. And then we see who's the toughest. Well, if you want that, bro, go watch Slap League or whatever Dana White got. That slap shit, bro. Go watch that. If you want to watch boxing, for real boxing, Devin Haney is the best in the game right now. When it comes to boxing, true boxing, the best in the game, Devin Haney. You wanted to go back and ask someone what a real boxer look like, I tell you, Devin The Dream Haney. All right? Footwork, technique, control, defensive responsibility. Come on. Y'all not real boxing fans. Y'all really not squabble up supporters, bro. Y'all don't support the squabble up. Because we trying to see that. We trying to see some real boxing, real squabbles, real confrontation, man. And I think that's the point. Is like, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because they love to hate Devin Haney because they love to hate Bill Haney, and they love to hate black fathers supporting black sons being great. They hate to see it, man. That's why they hate LeBron. That's why they hate Coach Prime. Okay? That's why they hated Richard Williams, King Williams, all right? Serena, Venus, world champions. They hate that. All right? Tiger Woods' father. Colonel, you know what I'm saying? Hated on him. All right? But that's all they gonna do. Black fathers, we gotta do more than what the regular fathers gotta do, and we get hated for more. Okay? They wanna control the narrative because Devin don't gotta do or go through what everybody else go through. Devin has a father who's there for him and who is gonna show him and guide him in the right direction. And they don't like that. They want to be able to take advantage of Devin and be able to use him how they want to use him. And you can't do that when you got somebody like Trill Bill in your corner who's gonna support you and make sure that you're going in the right direction, right, wrong, or indifferent. You feel me? Bill Haney is a real father, and we need more real fathers in the black community raising up their sons to be great and holding them accountable to be number one and the best. Regardless of what anybody else got to say. This is real fatherhood right here. World champion father, not just world champion boxer, not a world champion promoter, world champion father first. You feel me? And now Devin can carry on his legacy because he just had a child, okay? And that's how this goes. You want to be able to set your children up to be able to grow and become something. You can't just be out here trying to, fake the funk. And I see that a lot where, we got these people who kind of caught up in the hype. You feel me? Caught up in the limelight, trying to be something that they not. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that, bro. Because at the end of the day, we all here for a purpose. We all here for a reason. And if you not, please get out of the way and stop hating on people who are. All right? Real fathers. That's what we about around here, man. Devin Haney doing it the right way. And they hate it. They hate to see this, bro. They hate to see this. That's why they was so mad about what happened with Shador. They was so upset about Coach Prime and what he's trying to do for his son. They hate it. And guess what? They can't stop it, bro. Regardless, the Black father is going to be able to take charge and take these things to the next level, man. Devin Haney, Bill Haney, they showing a lot of Black fathers what's capable, what can happen if you do it the right way, if you follow the right creed, if you stick to your guns, you're making sure that you proper. Okay? Stay locked in. You feel me? With your people, stay locked in on your family. I think Bill Haney has something about, being a parent who's investing in your children. You feel me? That's what it's about. You feel me? Parent to partner. You know what I mean? Being a parent and also being a partner in your child's life, guiding them in the right direction. There ain't no such thing as doing too much for your children. You gotta do what you gotta do. Of course, I'm not a father yet, right? But one day I'm gonna be there, bro. And I 100% am taking notes off of, men like this, men like my father. You feel me? Who guided me and got me to where I am at today. You feel me? We represent that. We don't come from this understanding of just, we just here trying to do whatever we want to do. Like, no, like there is a mentorship and a family aspect. You do it for the last name, not the first. You feel me? And as a man, I think we gotta pass that down to our children as men. You feel me? There's no point in any of us, being out here not doing what we're supposed to when the responsibility is here for us. You dig? We can't play these games like where, Bill Haney trying to support his son. He trying to make sure things go the right way. And y'all got something to say. Nobody got time for that, bro. Like, we need to be focusing on the real thing, which is the janky promoters who be trying to take advantage of these boxers. And we need more people who gonna fight for their fighters, like Bill Haney fight for his son. Of course, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, your father is not, your promoter, right? Whatever. Get it. Got you. No problem. But that doesn't mean that you still can't have some love for that. You feel me? It doesn't mean that you still can't look at someone like you care about them. And that's the problem. Like, I think that's why, so many people are mad at Devin Haney because of, what he represents, right? But he represents a lot of us. He represents me. That's me right there, my dad. You feel me? Right there. That's me and my pops. So it's personal for me because I'm come from that. I have my father in my life. My father guided me. He, kept me on the right track. You feel me? Against a lot of, bullshit that was going on in my life. So you got to be careful with how you treat people. And Also, you got to understand the relationship between a black man and a black son. You feel me? It's different. It's a different type of vibe, you know, that we have to kind of endure and overcome. It's not like a regular relationship for, just any other father and son. Like it's a real deal thing. And there's no real what's the word? There's no real value that you can put on a relationship between a father and a son. It's just there's no real value that you can put on it. And so when you have somebody like Bill Haney who's trying to make sure that his son is in the right spot and that they're doing the right things, of course he's going to take it personally. Of course he's not going to mess around, man. Look at this. This is my family. You know what I mean? If something were to happen to me, I'm sure my dad would be on the same type of time. That's how this goes, bro. So don't be trying to be out here attacking black fathers when you understand that, like, this is a pivotal thing. It's important. Black fathers matter. Straight up. And they raise sons to be great. And they hate that. They hate it. They hate the fact that black men raise black sons to be great. Because they know who they are. They can't control them. You can't control us. Because we got fathers in our life who gonna tell us what it is and not what it ain't. So to any of you guys out there who understand the dynamic of the black father, black sons, black people, you dig? It's a different wave. Like we here for a reason, and we not here just to try to perpetuate some stereotypes. We want to see the best, and we want the best for our seed and for our people. And so within that is a very, very pivotal role that they have to play in this whole grand scheme of this shit. And I be seeing that, and I'm just like, yo, like I don't think people really get it as far as like what this shit take for real. Like it's really more than music. It's more than what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tried to, you feel me, make Michael Jackson daddy. You feel me? They demonized Joe Jackson because he kept his kids on the right track. Michael Jackson, the greatest artist to ever live, bro. And they said Joe Jackson was too hard on him. The greatest to ever live, the GOAT, King of Pop. They said his daddy was too hard on him, man. Get out of here, bro. He doesn't become a King of Pop without Joe Jackson. And that's just facts. So when I see all the hate, I understand what that is, man. It's just the constant divide and conquer tactics that they try to use on us to make us be ashamed of something that we should actually be proud of. You should be proud that you got your daddy in your life. You should be proud that he's there for you. You should be proud. That's all I'm saying. You should be proud of this, because ain't no point to be, you feel me, hiding, scared about what, bro? Having your father in your life, him protecting you, him looking out for you, please, man. Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, LaVar Ball, Deion Sanders, Shador, you feel me, Shiloh, Deion Jr., you know what I'm saying? Real fathers, man. Helping their sons, you feel me? King Richard, world champions, all them world champions. These boys were raised up. Colonel Woods, man. Tiger Woods, the GOAT. Stop, man. They don't get there without them black fathers, man. This is just important, bro. Michael Jordan, nigga. Michael Jordan. All right? Black fathers are important, fam. Michael Jordan was out here, bro, talking about how the motivation of his daddy and him treating them the way that he treated him growing up was a key component in him becoming the greatest. Stop it, man. Black Fathers Matter. Bill Haney, Devin Haney, man. They hated on these brothers, man. They hate them for no reason, bro. The brother out here doing the best he can, trying to become the greatest to ever do it, man. Going for the gold. The #1 spot, bro. It ain't easy, man. It's a lot of hate up there up top. But he going for it, and they hating. They hating on my boy, man. What? Because he's striving for greatness? Because he's unapologetic about it? Because he got a black father who gonna stand behind him and say, my son the greatest? They mad, bro. That's all. They mad because you ain't got your daddy. And that's cool. But don't hate on the black father, man. Bill, Devin, keep doing what y'all doing, man. We support y'all, bro. It's nothing but love on this side, man. And y'all keep it up, bro. Keep your foot on the gas, man. Y'all gonna be on greener pastures real soon here, bro. And I'll be here to talk about it. Salute to the family. It's up. Lead live streams, man. We are not playing, bro. 2025, man. It's us. Let's go. Peace.